Welcome to Haunted Pittsburgh. We are the curators of Pittsburgh's nightmares, and we are the archivists of its fears. Now, among the most horrific tales of the supernatural in western Pennsylvania's history that we've ever uncovered is the story of the Willery family from the village of Milligantown, not far from New Kensington. Jacob Willery was a stout and hardy farmer with a keen intellect and a bustling household. His household also had a ghost, or something far more sinister. Back in 1902, unspeakable evil was released in the Willery farmhouse, an evil so monstrous that it put the Willery family on the verge of nervous collapse, as a newspaper put it. It is an evil that needs to be remembered. One night, Jacob was awakened by a stinging sensation on his knee. He looked down at it and found that a perfect triangle had been burned into his skin. Now, for reasons lost to history, the Willery family chose to stay after this. But the unholy manifestations only escalated over time. The barn saw its share of supernatural mischief. Feed was stolen, harnesses were cut, and horses were let loose. But the evil did its worst right in the house. Nearly every window was mysteriously broken. Dishes flew around the kitchen on their own. An invisible force hurled chairs about the rooms, and a 100-pound couch was flung across the length of one room. An unseen malevolent agency attacked Mr. and Mrs. Willery with knives and forks, severely injuring them. Perhaps most horrifying, the Willery family heard strange voices emanating from the air. Terrible voices that let loose a string of profanity and threatened the Willerys' lives.
"We will kill you and cut your heads off."
The bone-chilling voices emanated from the vicinity of, and the threats were mostly directed at, a 15-year-old granddaughter. The voices appeared to hold her responsible for the wicked intrusions in the Willery home. But why? The Willerys thought they knew the answer. Before all hell broke loose in the house, literally, a man came to the farm looking to trade horses. He spied the granddaughter, and in the delicate language of the early 20th century newspapers, he seemed to have taken a strange fancy to her. Later, he returned to the farm and tried to lure the girl to go with him. The family discovered what he was doing and threatened to expose his vile deed. The stranger flew into a rage and threatened the entire family. He said he would wreck the child's life. The man, the Willerys learned, had been trained in the art of witchcraft. Now, to be clear, witchcraft, like any other form of spirituality or religion, is not inherently good or evil. It's all about how one wields it. And the Milligantown man, he chose to harness it for his horrific acts. We don't know if or how the disturbing manifestations in the Willery house stopped, or whether the evil lingers in Milligantown to this day. But if you happen to find yourself in that area some night and you hear the sound of objects flying around you or disembodied voices threatening to harm you, get out of there as quickly as you can. It's possible it could still be the Milligantown man raging because he was thwarted from doing his despicable deeds.